Have you ever wondered why some women leave a lasting impression, while others seem to go unnoticed? It's not about chasing attention or doing more. It's about doing less, but with intention. Sometimes the strongest impact comes from quiet confidence, the way you respect yourself, and the mystery you embody. Imagine this. You're living your best life, pursuing your goals, cherishing your independence, and embracing your imperfections. You're not waiting for validation, and you're not playing games. You're simply being yourself, unapologetically. That's when something remarkable happens. He notices. Even if he doesn't say it, he feels it. And when you're no longer around, he misses it. This isn't just about relationships, it's about reclaiming your power, finding emotional peace, and living authentically. Inspired by Stoic principles, this video will guide you through 7 transformative strategies that will shift how men see you, and, more importantly, how you see yourself. Stay with me, because I'm not just going to tell you what works. I'll show you how to practice these principles effectively. And when you start applying them, you'll notice a change, not just in how others treat you, but in how you feel about yourself. If this resonates with you, share this video with someone who needs it, and drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's dive in and uncover the art of captivating love through self-respect and emotional discipline. The best is yet to come. 1. The power of independence. Independence isn't just a quality, it's a magnet for respect and admiration. When you live your life with purpose and passion, you become someone others can't ignore. Men, in particular, are drawn to women who are fulfilled, driven, and have their world outside of any relationship. Independence doesn't mean detachment, it means thriving on your own terms. The Stoics taught us the importance of inner peace and self-reliance. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This wisdom is a reminder that your happiness should come from within, not from external validation. When you embody this mindset, you exude a quiet confidence that's irresistible. Think about a friend of mine, Anna. She has a passion for gardening. Every Saturday, she spends hours tending to her plants, finding peace and fulfillment in her little green oasis. Even when her boyfriend asks to spend time together on Saturdays, she kindly but firmly lets him know that her gardening time is non-negotiable. It's not that she doesn't care for him, it's that she values her rituals. And what happens? He admires her even more for it. He often shares how her independence and self-discipline inspire him to find his own hobbies and passions. Independence communicates strength, confidence, and emotional maturity. It shows that you value yourself and your time. Clara, another friend of mine, loves pottery. Every weekend she attends her pottery class. Even when her boyfriend suggests meeting up, she makes it clear she won't cancel her plans. This balance between her personal growth and their relationship keeps him intrigued and deeply respectful of her. She's not rejecting him, she's showing that her time is valuable, and that makes her more attractive. Human psychology craves challenge and intrigue. We value what is not easily available. When your life is full and exciting without constant dependence on someone else, you create an aura of mystery. Men begin to wonder, what makes her so fulfilled? Independence also shifts the dynamic in relationships. Instead of feeling like you need someone, you create a space where you want them, but you don't depend on them. This subtle shift changes how others perceive you. You're no longer someone seeking approval. You're someone with their vibrant world. What excites you? Maybe it's a hobby you've been neglecting, or a goal you've been too afraid to chase. Start small. Take a dance class, write that book, or learn a new skill. One woman shared how she began painting to reconnect with herself. What started as a personal project soon became a part of her identity that her partner admired deeply. Her passion inspired him to explore his interests, creating a more dynamic and balanced relationship. Dedicate time to yourself. Schedule me time into your week and treat it as non-negotiable. Celebrate your achievements, big or small, and acknowledge your progress. It reinforces your self-worth. Stay true to your values and don't compromise on what matters to you for the sake of someone else's approval. Independence isn't just about doing things alone, it's about creating a life filled with meaningful connections. Spend time with friends, join communities, and nurture relationships outside of your romantic life. When your world is rich with friendships and experiences, you naturally become more magnetic. When you live with independence, you send a powerful message: I am enough. This doesn't mean you don't value relationships. Instead, it means you understand that your worth isn't tied to anyone else. You're whole, with or without their presence. Men find this quality irresistible because it shows emotional discipline and a sense of self-respect, two traits that create lasting connections. As Epictetus said, no man is free who is not master of himself. Ask yourself, what passions have I put on hold? And how can I reignite them? Are there areas where I've compromised my independence? How can I create a more balanced life that honors my needs and my relationships? These reflections aren't just about relationships, they're about reclaiming your sense of self. When you embrace your independence, you not only create a more fulfilling life for yourself, but also become someone others can't help but admire. So, take that first step. Whether it's trying something new, reconnecting with old passions, or simply carving out time for yourself, know this: independence isn't just attractive, it's transformative. And when you fully embrace it, the world, and yes, he, will notice. 2. Resisting the attention trap. In our modern world of constant notifications and instant gratification, the value of your attention has never been higher. Yet, how often do we give it away too easily, diluting its impact? When you respond to every text immediately, like every social media post, or always make yourself available, you risk appearing needy or uncertain of your worth. The Stoics believed in the power of restraint, and this principle applies beautifully here. Not everything deserves your energy or response. Consider this: when you pause, when you take your time to respond, you signal that your attention is not something anyone can demand at will. It's a privilege, not a guarantee. Men, like all humans, are drawn to what feels selective and intentional. When you give your attention sparingly and with purpose, you elevate its value. As Epictetus wisely taught, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. The truth is that attention freely given loses its allure. Imagine receiving a gift every day. Eventually, it becomes ordinary, expected. But a gift given sparingly, at the right moment, carries much more weight. This is the dynamic you create when you resist the trap of constantly seeking attention or offering it without thought. By doing less, you accomplish more. This isn't about playing games. It's about recognizing the strength of restraint and how it shapes perception. When you stop rushing to reply to every message or reacting to every signal, you create space for others to wonder. Wondering is powerful. It keeps you in their thoughts, drawing their attention without you needing to seek it. Silence, after all, speaks louder than words when used intentionally. As Marcus Aurelius advised, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. By choosing when and how to respond, you take control of the dynamic. Imagine a scenario where you receive a casual text. Perhaps it's late at night, a simple "Hey, what's up?" Instead of replying instantly, pause, reflect. Does this text require your immediate attention? Or would a thoughtful, measured response at a later time be more impactful? The moment you stop rushing to engage, you shift the balance. The other person begins to notice the absence of your immediate reply, and in that absence, curiosity grows. The art of resisting the attention trap isn't about ignoring others or being cold. It's about respecting your time and energy. When you prioritize quality over quantity in your interactions, you create connections that feel more meaningful. By waiting to respond, you allow the other person to appreciate your reply more. You're not just another notification on their screen. You become someone whose words carry weight. This principle extends beyond digital communication. It's about how you carry yourself in all aspects of life. Are you constantly trying to prove your worth, or do you let your actions and presence speak for themselves? When you enter a room, do you seek approval, or do you stand confidently in your own skin, knowing that your value doesn't depend on others' validation? The Stoics remind us to focus on what we can control: our reactions, our choices, and our sense of self-worth. By resisting the need to seek attention, you cultivate a sense of mystery and depth. People are drawn to those who seem self-contained, whose happiness and confidence aren't tied to external approval. This doesn't mean shutting people out. It means being intentional about the energy you share. When your attention feels earned, it becomes a gift rather than a given. Another benefit of resisting the attention trap is the clarity it brings. When you step back and observe rather than reacting impulsively, you gain perspective. You can see situations for what they truly are, rather than through the lens of urgency or anxiety. This clarity allows you to make better decisions, whether it's about replying to a text, engaging in a conversation, or even choosing whether a relationship is worth your time. The key to mastering this principle is balance. You're not ignoring others or withholding attention to manipulate. Instead, you're practicing discernment. You're saying, I value myself enough to choose how I share my energy. This self-respect is magnetic. When you stop chasing attention, you'll find it comes to you naturally. People notice the quiet confidence of someone who doesn't need to prove their worth. It stands out in a world where so many are vying for recognition. As you embrace this approach, you'll discover a surprising truth. The less you seek attention, the more you receive it. By focusing on your own life, passions, and goals, you create a sense of fulfillment that draws others to you. Your presence becomes something they seek, not because you're always available, but because you're not. As the philosopher Seneca once said, we suffer more in imagination than in reality. Resisting the urge to seek constant validation frees you from unnecessary worry and allows you to live more authentically. So, ask yourself, how often do you give your attention without thinking? Are you reacting out of habit, or are you making intentional choices about where to focus your energy? By answering these questions honestly, you can begin to reclaim your power. Remember, attention isn't just about what you give, it's about what you withhold and why. And when you master the art of selective attention, you don't just change how others see you, you transform how you see yourself. 3. Embracing mystery. Mystery has an undeniable allure. It's not about hiding who you are, but about revealing yourself in layers and letting others discover the depth of your character over time. This approach creates intrigue and keeps you unforgettable. In a world where so much is readily available, being a mystery sets you apart. The Stoics understood the power of restraint and intentionality, and these same principles can guide how you approach relationships. When you embrace mystery, you allow your actions to speak louder than words. You don't need to over-explain, overshare, or always be the first to act. Instead, you invite curiosity by being thoughtful about what you reveal. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." This wisdom can be applied to your interactions. Don't tell people everything about yourself. Let them observe and discover your value through your actions. Revealing too much, too soon, can dilute the magic of getting to know you. Think of mystery as the delicate balance between what is said and what is left unsaid. When you leave room for imagination, you create space for someone to think about you, wonder about your thoughts, and be drawn to your uniqueness. This doesn't mean playing games or withholding affection. It's about creating a dynamic where discovery feels earned and special. Mystery also aligns with emotional discipline, a hallmark of Stoic philosophy. As Epictetus taught, first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. To embrace mystery, you must first be clear about who you are and what you stand for. Once you establish this foundation, you can let others uncover your depth naturally, at a pace that feels authentic and intentional. Imagine someone asking about your day. Instead of recounting every detail, you might share a simple highlight, leaving the rest unsaid. This invites follow-up questions and deeper engagement. When you're strategic about what you reveal, you foster connection while maintaining your sense of self. This approach allows others to invest effort in getting to know you, which strengthens the bond you're creating. Mystery doesn't mean being unapproachable or distant. It means cultivating an air of intrigue by living a life full of purpose, passion, and self-respect. When you focus on your personal growth and inner peace, you naturally become someone others want to know more about. Seneca's words resonate here. Begin at once to live, and count each separate day as a separate life. By embracing this mindset, you become a person of substance and depth, someone whose story unfolds over time. One of the most powerful aspects of mystery is unpredictability. Humans are creatures of habit, and when you disrupt predictable patterns, you captivate attention. This doesn't mean being inconsistent. It means breaking routines in a way that sparks curiosity. If you've been engaging in a certain way, change the rhythm slightly. Let your actions reflect your depth without needing to explain every choice you make. In relationships, mystery adds a layer of excitement and keeps the connection fresh. When someone feels there's always more to learn about you, they're motivated to stay engaged. This doesn't require grand gestures or dramatic changes. Sometimes, the smallest shifts in how you communicate or carry yourself can leave the deepest impressions. The key is authenticity. Your mystery should be a reflection of your complexity and individuality, not an act. Living with mystery also ties into the idea of self-respect. When you set boundaries, you demonstrate that your time and energy are valuable. You're not available at every moment, nor are you willing to explain or justify every decision. This isn't about being aloof, it's about showing that you have a rich, fulfilling life outside of any one relationship. When others see this, they're naturally drawn to your strength and independence. To embrace mystery, start by reflecting on what makes you unique. What passions, goals, or experiences define you? How can you share these aspects of yourself in a way that feels genuine, yet leaves room for curiosity? Focus on sharing moments that reflect your values and aspirations while keeping some details to yourself. This isn't about creating distance, but about inviting connection on a deeper level. Mystery also requires patience. In an era of instant gratification, it's tempting to lay everything out at once, to seek immediate validation or approval. But as the Stoics taught, true strength lies in restraint. By allowing relationships to develop gradually, you give yourself and others the chance to form connections built on trust and genuine understanding. Remember, mystery isn't about manipulation. It's about embracing the richness of your own complexity and allowing others to experience it over time. When you live authentically and let your story unfold naturally, you create a dynamic where people are drawn to you, not just for what they know, but for the depth they sense lies beyond the surface. 4. The art of subtle jealousy. Jealousy is often misunderstood and painted as a destructive force in relationships. Yet, when approached with wisdom and grace, it can become a quiet reminder of your value. Subtle jealousy isn't about creating conflict or drama. It's about fostering an awareness of your worth in a way that feels natural and compelling. In this, there's power, and when wielded carefully, it reinforces the respect and admiration you deserve. The Stoics remind us to focus on what we can control: our actions, our choices, and how we present ourselves to the world. Epictetus wisely noted, "It is not things themselves that disturb us, but the judgments we make about them." Subtle jealousy operates within this framework. It's not about manipulating perceptions, but about gently encouraging reflection on what it means to have you in someone's life. By simply living a vibrant and fulfilling life, you naturally create moments where others take notice. It's in the way you prioritize your passions, engage with your social circle, or carry yourself with quiet confidence. These actions, though not directed at anyone, send a clear message. You are someone of value, someone whose presence is not guaranteed but earned. This realization can evoke a sense of appreciation and, yes, a subtle jealousy. Not out of fear, but from an understanding of what you bring to the table. This art isn't about comparison or making someone feel insecure. Rather, it's about highlighting the richness of your life and the opportunities they have to share in it. When you cultivate a sense of balance between connection and independence, you remind others of your individuality. Seneca's words echo this sentiment. The greatest blessings of mankind are within us and within our reach. Subtle jealousy emerges naturally when others see that you have cultivated these blessings for yourself. Imagine how your energy changes when you are fully present in your own life. You radiate self-respect and purpose, drawing others toward you without needing to pull them in. This shift doesn't go unnoticed. It inspires curiosity and reflection, often making others consider how they fit into your world. Such moments are powerful, not because of what you do to them, but because of how you live your life. Incorporating subtle jealousy requires emotional discipline, a hallmark of Stoic philosophy. When you resist the urge to over-explain, justify, or seek constant validation, you allow your actions to communicate on your behalf. This restraint demonstrates that you are not defined by external approval. Instead, you find fulfillment in the pursuit of your goals, your passions, and your well-being. Restraint also ensures that subtle jealousy never crosses into unhealthy territory. It's not about withholding affection or playing games. It's about maintaining boundaries and allowing others to recognize their desire for your attention. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." By choosing thoughts and actions that reflect your self-worth, you naturally inspire others to value you in return. When you live with intention, you make room for others to reflect on their connection to you. They begin to notice the moments when you're not as accessible, the times when you're fully immersed in your life and passions. This absence isn't loud or dramatic, it's quiet yet impactful. It's not a gap to fill, but a space that draws attention to the unique qualities you bring. This dynamic works because it taps into human nature. We are wired to notice what feels scarce or valuable. When your time, energy, and attention are given selectively, they carry more weight. The effort someone puts into earning your presence becomes a reflection of how much they value you. This isn't about creating distance, it's about encouraging a deeper appreciation for what you offer. Subtle jealousy also reinforces the importance of mutual respect in relationships. By embodying self-respect, you naturally encourage others to meet you at that level. Relationships thrive when both individuals bring their best selves forward. When you focus on living authentically and embracing your unique path, you inspire others to do the same. There is strength in recognizing that you don't need to demand attention to be noticed. Your actions, presence, and priorities do that for you. By staying true to yourself and cultivating a life rich with meaning, you naturally create moments of subtle jealousy that deepen the connection others feel toward you. In the end, subtle jealousy isn't about control. It's about reminding those around you of the privilege it is to know and be close to you. It's a quiet, graceful assertion of your value, rooted in your authenticity and inner strength. By embracing this approach, you foster relationships built on respect, admiration, and a mutual desire to grow together. As you continue this journey, remember that your worth isn't determined by how others perceive you, but by how you perceive yourself. 5. Confidence in imperfection. True confidence isn't about perfection. It's about authenticity. It's not found in flawless execution or unattainable ideals, but in the grace with which you embrace your imperfections. When you acknowledge your flaws without shame, you create a space where others feel comfortable, inspired, and drawn to your sincerity. This is where real connection begins, not in the pursuit of perfection, but in the courage to be yourself. The Stoics taught us to focus on what we can control: our reactions, our choices, and our mindset. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This wisdom reminds us that chasing perfection is futile, because the world around us is unpredictable and ever-changing. Instead, confidence comes from understanding and accepting your humanity. You don't have to be perfect to be worthy. Your imperfections are what make you relatable. They tell a story of growth, resilience, and individuality. When you embrace your quirks and missteps, you show that you are at peace with yourself. This self-acceptance is magnetic. It draws others in because they see in you what they long for in themselves: the courage to live authentically, without fear of judgment. Think about this. When was the last time you admired someone for their perfection? More often than not, the people we admire are those who faced challenges, stumbled, and stood back up with grace. They are the ones who own their mistakes and use them as stepping stones toward growth. This is the kind of confidence that doesn't demand attention, but commands respect. Perfection is an illusion. It's a moving target, one that shifts with every new standard society creates. But authenticity? That's timeless. It's rooted in self-awareness and emotional discipline. As Epictetus said, know first who you are, and then adorn yourself accordingly. When you know who you are, imperfections and all, you can navigate the world with a sense of clarity and purpose that no external validation can provide. Confidence in imperfection doesn't mean settling or refusing to grow. Instead, it's about reframing how you view your flaws. They are not obstacles but opportunities. Each imperfection is a lesson, a chance to better understand yourself and the world around you. This perspective transforms mistakes into moments of growth and self-discovery. There's beauty in imperfection because it reflects the reality of life. A cracked vase holds more character than one without a scratch, its flaws telling the story of its journey. Similarly, your imperfections tell your story. They remind others that you are human, approachable, and real. This authenticity creates deeper, more meaningful connections because it allows others to see and accept you as you are. The Stoic approach to imperfection is not about ignoring your flaws, but about seeing them in context. Seneca wrote, "He who is brave is free." Embracing your imperfections is an act of bravery. It liberates you from the pressure of trying to be someone you're not. This freedom empowers you to focus on what truly matters: growth, connection, and the pursuit of a life lived with intention. Confidence in imperfection also teaches you to find humor in life's unpredictability. A moment of vulnerability, spilling coffee, forgetting a name, or mispronouncing a word, can become a moment of connection when approached with grace. These small human moments remind us that life isn't meant to be taken so seriously. They allow you to laugh at yourself, inviting others to laugh with you, not at you. When you embrace imperfection, you give others permission to do the same. Your confidence becomes a beacon, showing them that they too can let go of unrealistic standards and find peace in who they are. This shared vulnerability creates a bond that is far stronger than one built on the facade of perfection. As you move forward, remember that confidence isn't about what you do perfectly, but about how you carry yourself when things don't go as planned. It's about showing up as you are, flaws and all, and knowing that your worth isn't diminished by your mistakes. This mindset doesn't just change how others see you, it changes how you see yourself. When you accept your imperfections, you embody a level of emotional intelligence that sets you apart. You understand that perfection is neither attainable nor desirable. What matters is your willingness to grow, to learn, and to approach life with humility and resilience. This is the essence of true confidence, the kind that cannot be shaken by external circumstances. In the words of Marcus Aurelius, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Let your imperfections guide you, shape you, and make you stronger. They are not obstacles. They are your path forward. And as you walk this path, you'll find that confidence doesn't come from being flawless. It comes from embracing who you are, wholeheartedly and unapologetically. 6. The strength of silence. In a world that glorifies constant communication and instant responses, silence stands as a profound act of strength. It's not about ignoring or retreating. It's about choosing when to speak and when to hold your words. Silence is powerful because it creates space for reflection, for understanding, and for others to truly feel your presence. When you master the art of silence, you show a level of control that speaks louder than any words ever could. The Stoics understood the value of restraint. As Epictetus once said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." This simple wisdom reminds us that silence is not absence, it is intention. It allows you to step back, observe, and respond thoughtfully rather than reacting impulsively. In this, you gain clarity, not only about the situation at hand, but also about yourself. Silence is not a void, it is an opportunity. When you pause, you create a moment of tension, a space where meaning is amplified. In relationships, this can be transformative. By not rushing to fill every silence or explain every thought, you encourage others to lean in, to pay attention, and to value your words more deeply when you do choose to share them. This isn't about withholding or creating distance. It's about preserving your energy and choosing how you invest it. Silence reflects self-respect. It says, "I do not feel the need to justify my actions or prove my worth." This quiet confidence can shift the dynamic in any interaction, drawing others to you without you needing to chase their attention. Consider how silence creates balance in a conversation. When you speak less, you allow others to reveal more. You give them the space to express themselves, to open up, and to reflect. This act of listening is powerful in itself. It shows emotional intelligence and a willingness to connect on a deeper level. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You always own the option of having no opinion." There is never any need to get worked up or to trouble your soul about things you can't control. Silence lets you own your reactions and protect your peace. In moments of conflict, silence can be a tool for de-escalation. By choosing not to react immediately, you give yourself the time to process your emotions and respond from a place of calm. This not only preserves your dignity, but also demonstrates a level of emotional discipline that others will respect. Silence, in this sense, is not weakness, it is strength in its purest form. Silence also cultivates mystery, a concept closely tied to self-respect. When you don't rush to explain your every action or decision, you leave room for curiosity. This doesn't mean being evasive. It means allowing others to appreciate that your time and thoughts are valuable. The Stoics remind us that what we do not say often carries more weight than what we do. In choosing silence, you communicate that your presence is enough, that you do not need to fill the air with words to be seen or heard. But silence is not always easy. It requires patience, discipline, and a willingness to be misunderstood. There will be moments when you feel the urge to clarify, to defend, or to justify. Resist this urge. Instead, trust that your actions and the energy you bring to a situation will speak for themselves. As Seneca said, "It is a great thing to know the season for speech and the season for silence." In relationships, silence can create anticipation and deepen connection. When you allow space between words, you give others the chance to miss your presence. This doesn't mean playing games or creating artificial distance. It means understanding that sometimes the most powerful thing you can say is nothing at all. Silence allows emotions to settle and perspectives to shift, often leading to greater clarity and appreciation. Silence also fosters self-reflection. In those quiet moments, you have the opportunity to reconnect with yourself, assess your thoughts and feelings, and align your actions with your values. This practice of introspection is central to the Stoic way of life. By embracing silence, you not only strengthen your relationships with others, but also deepen your relationship with yourself. When you master the strength of silence, you learn to carry yourself with a quiet confidence that commands respect. You no longer feel the need to over-explain or overcompensate. Instead, you trust in your own worth, knowing that it does not depend on external validation. This mindset is liberating. It frees you from the need to react and allows you to act with intention and purpose. In a world filled with noise, silence is your ally. It is a reminder that strength is not always loud, and that sometimes the most powerful voice is the one that chooses not to speak. As you embrace this principle, you'll find that silence isn't just an absence, it's a presence. One that speaks volumes about who you are and what you stand for. 7. Self-respect and emotional discipline. What defines you is not how you feel in the moment, but how you choose to respond to those feelings. Self-respect and emotional discipline are the cornerstones of a strong, unshakable presence. They show the world that you value yourself and will not let fleeting emotions dictate your actions. This is not about suppressing your feelings. It's about mastering them, guiding them with intention, and aligning them with your values. The Stoics taught that true freedom lies in self-control. Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." This wisdom reminds you that your reactions are within your power. Emotional discipline doesn't mean you don't feel. It means you feel deeply, but you channel those emotions in ways that build, rather than break, your relationships and sense of self. When you value yourself, you naturally set boundaries that protect your time, energy, and peace of mind. These boundaries aren't walls to keep others out, but frameworks that guide how you allow others to treat you. Self-respect communicates that you understand your worth and won't settle for less than what aligns with it. This quiet confidence creates a powerful dynamic where others are inspired to meet you at the level of respect you show yourself. Emotional discipline complements self-respect by giving you the clarity to make decisions from a place of calm, not chaos. When emotions run high, it's easy to act impulsively, to say words you don't mean or make choices you later regret. But when you pause, breathe, and reflect, you take back control. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This strength allows you to respond rather than react, transforming challenges into opportunities to grow and deepen your connections. Think about the power of staying calm in difficult moments. When you refuse to be swept away by anger, frustration, or disappointment, you show immense strength. This kind of poise not only commands respect, but also sets the tone for how others interact with you. People are drawn to those who can navigate emotional storms with grace and clarity. Your calmness becomes a source of stability, a reminder that not everything needs an immediate or dramatic reaction. Self-respect and emotional discipline also teach you to choose your battles wisely. Not every comment deserves a response. Not every slight requires confrontation. By being selective about where you place your energy, you preserve your peace and avoid unnecessary conflict. This isn't about avoidance, it's about discernment. As Seneca said, if a man knows not to which port he sails, no wind is favorable. Knowing your purpose and values helps you decide what truly matters and what doesn't. Living with self-respect doesn't mean you don't make mistakes. It means you own them when they happen, learn from them, and move forward without letting them define you. Emotional discipline helps you approach your missteps with humility, acknowledging them without self-punishment. This balance between accountability and forgiveness strengthens your inner resolve and shows others that you are both self-aware and resilient. In relationships, self-respect and emotional discipline create a foundation of mutual respect and admiration. When you hold yourself to a standard of calm and integrity, others are naturally inspired to rise to that level. They see in you someone who is not easily swayed by external pressures, someone who values their own worth deeply. This is not about being unyielding or cold. It's about showing warmth and compassion without sacrificing your boundaries or principles. One of the most liberating aspects of emotional discipline is the freedom it brings. When you're no longer at the mercy of your emotions, you can make decisions that align with your long-term goals and values. You're no longer reactive, driven by temporary feelings. Instead, you're intentional, acting with purpose and clarity. This freedom allows you to create a life that reflects who you truly are, rather than being shaped by the opinions or expectations of others. To cultivate self-respect and emotional discipline, start with small, consistent actions. Speak kindly to yourself, even when you fall short of your expectations. Pause before responding in emotionally charged situations, giving yourself time to think. Reflect on your values and let them guide your decisions, rather than fleeting emotions. These practices, though simple, have profound effects over time, shaping you into someone who is both confident and deeply grounded. As you embody these principles, you'll notice a shift, not just in how others perceive you, but in how you perceive yourself. You'll find that you're no longer seeking validation or approval from the outside world. Instead, you're rooted in a deep sense of self-worth that cannot be shaken. This kind of confidence is rare and magnetic, drawing people to you not because you demand their attention, but because you inspire their respect. The Stoics remind us that life is not about avoiding challenges, but about how you rise to meet them. By cultivating self-respect and emotional discipline, you equip yourself with the tools to face life's complexities with grace and strength. You become a beacon of stability, a person who acts with purpose and integrity, no matter what the circumstances. This is the true essence of living with power and presence. As we come to the end of this journey, let's reflect on what we've uncovered together. True attraction isn't about chasing validation or bending over backward to gain someone's attention. It's about stepping into your power, embracing your independence, and living with intention. When you cultivate emotional discipline, radiate quiet confidence, and honor your self-respect, you create a presence that cannot be ignored. The principles we explored, independence, restraint, mystery, and self-respect, are more than just tools for relationships. They're a framework for living a fulfilled, authentic life. These ideas, rooted in Stoic philosophy, remind us that true strength comes from within. As Marcus Aurelius wisely said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." When you embody these lessons, you become the person you were always meant to be. Grounded, radiant, and deeply connected to your worth. Now, I invite you to take these lessons and apply them to your own life. Reflect on how these principles resonate with your journey. Have you experienced the power of independence? Or perhaps you've seen the strength of silence in action? Share your story in the comments below. Your experiences could inspire someone else on their path. Thank you for joining me in exploring these transformative ideas. Remember, the most magnetic version of yourself is the one that embraces authenticity, values self-respect, and moves through life with emotional wisdom. The best is yet to come.